It's a first for the Memphis Tigers.
This is beautiful.
From college game day,
We love Memphis, baby.
to the Cotton Bowl. The Tigers are back in the spotlight.
10 years ago, the football program was in trouble, and now look at us today. So it's just unbelievable.
Now, with a new head coach, the Tigers are hoping to make history again today at the Cotton Bowl.
This is my dream job.
Live from Arlington, Texas, WMC Action News 5's Road to the Cotton Bowl special starts right now.
Welcome to Arlington, Texas, outside a very rainy AT&T Stadium. We are here in Texas to make some Texas toast out of Penn State.
Oh, yes, indeed. Well said, Kanji Anthony. And we have Tiger fans in mass here. They have been driving on the interstate. They've been flying on airplanes, and they have gotten themselves to fill thousands of the seats inside that stadium right behind us for the game that kicks off at 11 o'clock. But we're so grateful you're joining us here live from Texas for the next 2 hours. We're going to have a very special program, The Road to the Cotton Bowl, how this all came to be the greatest season in Tigers history.
Now, this is very exciting. This is not only Memphis's first time in the Cotton Bowl, this is also, we're joined with a new athletic director, a new head coach. So the anticipation is so high, and the stakes are really high here. It's all about community pride. We are bringing Memphis to Texas.
That's right, and we have seen many, many legions of Tigers fans marching their way into AT&T Stadium, but already on the inside, some of our colleagues are there, right, Connie?
That's right. Jarvis and Sidhu have been here all week. They were here even during Christmas, and this is the culmination. We're going to turn it over to the Sports Kings inside. Hey, guys.
Kanji, yes. Jarvis, I think he's so excited he's just roaming around AT&T Stadium right now, so it's just me. But you got to understand the excitement from his point of view, right? A Tiger alum, I think he feels the way every single Memphis Tiger fan feels today. Getting to play at Jerry World, AT&T Stadium, whatever you want to call it. And, you know, this Memphis team has been enjoying themselves. They have not been super serious. I mean, it's a program-defining moment, and they're obviously cutting up and having fun. But don't you ever, even for a second, think they don't want to go home with that weird metal intertwined trophy that the Cotton Bowl awards.
I think it'd mean everything. You know, we haven't had a bowl win since 2014 at Memphis, but bringing that trophy home to the 901, I think it represents not only just our university, our program, but anybody that understands Memphis understands we're a prideful group. We have that Memphis First Everybody approach. I mentioned that yesterday. And to me, I think, you know, looking at that trophy, it's for the people of Memphis. It's for the 901. It's for our program. It's for our community. And to me, it'd be an honor to be able to bring that back for our entire city. And look, the kids have poured in. I know they're going to play their tails off, but I'd like to have that thing sit next to me on the flight home tomorrow as well.
That's right, you heard him. Memphis versus everybody today, and everybody being Penn State and the haters out there. We're going to send it now to my buddy Chris Luther, who's outside spending some time with some fans. Christopher.
Sidhu, I think all Tigers fans are very glad that AT&T Stadium has a roof on it. It's raining out here. It's a great day for some football, but Tigers fans came out here early. They were standing in line before the gates even opened, rain or not. And look at how much fun these Tigers fans are having. Robin Witter, he joins us here today. He's glowing. Look, you're glowing out here.
Absolutely.
Talk about a Texas-sized glow-up for the Memphis Tigers, right?
Yeah, right. I figured I had to bring all my lights this time, okay?
And these lights, they got different settings and everything, huh?
Oh, yeah. You can set to change them all.
Yeah. How you feeling being out here at AT&T Stadium here in Dallas?
This is one of my bucket lists, okay? I figured, you know, 70 years old, I got to figure out what to do with my life from here on out. So
you got many years left, man. Many years.
Yeah, but this is as good as any, right? This is as good as it gets, really.
Are you enjoying your trip down here?
Oh, yeah. And Texas Live over there was great last night. God, what a venue.
Did you go to the Battle of the Bands, too?
No, I didn't get here early enough for that. I drove up, so I got here about 4 o'clock.
Hey, how are you feeling about the game today? They got Penn State. This is a tough team.
Yeah, but you look at some of their schedule, though, you know, we got just as good a chance. Any given day, anybody can beat anybody.
I like it.
And we got the speed. We don't have as big a line as they got, but we got the speed on them.
The rain didn't stop you from coming out early.
No. I figured, I didn't know what the crowds were going to be like, which are starting to get bigger all the time. But I figured, get here early, give me a good spot, enjoy everybody. That's what it's all about.
Well, Robin, I appreciate you. Thank you for talking with us, sir. Enjoy the game. Have some fun. Go Tigers, go, right?
Tigers go.
Look at all these Tigers fans out here. You guys having a good time? As you can see, Tigers fans are having a good time. It's early, it's raining, nothing is stopping these Tigers fans. It's poncho weather out here in AT&T Plaza. We're going to be talking to fans all morning long, seeing how they're going, how they're feeling about the game, and we're going to be back a little bit later on with more here outside AT&T Stadium. Chris Luther, WMC, Action News 5.
Man, I'll tell you what, Chris Luther loves to have some fun. That's the right guy to be out there. But, you know, as we count down the hours now to the Cotton Bowl, we're going to take a look back at the moments that helped Memphis get here. And it all started with a game against Ole Miss earlier in the year. Jarvis Greer has more.
First big moment in this magical Memphis football season comes about the 6-minute mark of the first quarter. The game scoreless. Ole Miss defense had Memphis facing 3rd and 17. Memphis could not convert. Brady White throws what is a 5-yard gain to Patrick Taylor, but the refs ruled Ole Miss linebacker Sam Williams hit White while he was on the ground. They called roughing the passer, allowing the drive to continue for the Tigers. White would go on to punch in the first touchdown of the game for a 7-0 Memphis lead. Next up, not just one play or a moment, but a series of plays by the Memphis defense in the first half. They're all over the Rebel quarterback Matt Corral. 2 sacks by the Tigers D in the half. Whether it was LaAndre Thomas, who would later be ejected after a targeting call, or Joseph Dorcius, those plays kill any Rebel momentum and also keeps Corral moving in the pocket. The next game-changing moment is how Patrick Taylor carries the Tigers on their final drive of the first half. Taylor, 27 carries for 128 yards in the game, but this specific drive, he was clutch. He had 4 carries for 21 yards, including the Tigers' second touchdown of the game, giving Memphis a 13-0 lead at the half. The biggest play of the game for the Tigers comes with about 6:30 to go in the fourth quarter. Memphis hanging on to a 13-10 lead, Ole Miss with the ball, and this play swings momentum back in Memphis' favor. Bryce Huff sacking Matt Corral in the end zone for a safety. It would give Memphis the ball back, and that leads us to our final play that seals the Tigers' victory. 3 minutes to go in the game. Memphis determined to run out the clock, and on 4th and 2, the Tigers decide to go for it. And this play is remarkable. Brady White, the shovel pass to Kenny Gainwell for a Tigers first down. Ole Miss had it red, had the Tigers stuffed, but it didn't matter. Tigers win it right then and there, and it's satisfying for a Memphis squad that's always been considered a, quote, little brother to Ole Miss.
We're the little brothers, but, like, in the back of my head, like, as people get older, the little brother starts getting the best of the big brother. So I wanted to say something, but I was like, nah, let me stay quiet. Let me keep working. So, yeah, that was pretty funny.
You're going to walk into our facility. You're going to see pictures on the wall about this game. I mean, this is a big game. And this is a big game for our fan base. It's a big game for this city. I mean, I think this should be a game that should be played, each and every year. I'd love to see that, because this is a game that you can feel the atmosphere that it brings. They can come back to Memphis anytime they want.
Tigers win 15-10.
Wow, it was such a great moment for this Memphis football program. Obviously, beating Ole Miss is always a big deal for Memphis, so what a huge win, and it really started off the season on the note that Tigers wanted to. I'm going to send it back outside AT&T Stadium to Joe Birch and Kanji Anthony.
All right, thank you, Sudu. So if you're wondering what's going on behind us, you'll see all of the people that are out there. You can hear that there's a microphone, a loud microphone. This is the Goodyear Huddle Up Fan Fest, okay? So there are all kinds of things to get the fans into this spirit, and there's even an area for the Memphis Tigers to kind of hang out and so that they can get together and show that fan spirit for the Memphis Tigers. So there's a lot going on, and this is all going to lead up. It's, from now all the way up until kickoff at 11:05.
That's exactly right. So listen, we're so grateful to have you joining us here live on the road to the Cotton Bowl here on WMC Action News 5. Let me tell you what we're going to have coming up. We're going to have an interview with the new athletic director, Laird Veatch, about this incredible moment. We hope to be talking to the University of Memphis, the big Tiger himself, the president, Dr. M. David Rudd. We hope to have him join us
and his
live.
blue suede shoes.
Incredible, and his blue suede shoes. We're going to take a look at Texas barbecue, and we're inside the stadium. As you saw, we're live outside the stadium at multiple locations. Don't go anywhere. WMC Action News 5's Road to the Cotton Bowl is rocking on in just a moment.
In Dallas, Texas, it's Road to the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. Sponsored locally by Buick GMC.
We won a championship game. Had it on college game day, so it's a dream come true, man. My last year here, so I love playing with Memphis, and I'm gonna put on a show my last home rodeo.
That was Chris Claybrooks talking about playing in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic, and what a great moment for the seniors to be going out in their final college game at this incredible venue.
Joe, you have to hand it to these players because they are going to have to try to keep it together with new leadership. And, you know, we have quarterback Brady White, defensive back Jacoby Francis. They've been great team leaders, and so it's just really nice to know that they're keeping it going, and we're going to fight. And we're going to win.
All right, so we're outside in rainy Arlington, Texas, between Dallas and Fort Worth here at AT&T Stadium. But our colleague Sudu Upadhyaya is inside climate-controlled and dry AT&T Stadium, where he's going to bring us more. Sudu.
Joe, I can't lie to you. It's nice in here. I don't envy you guys, but I know you're having fun out there as well. But, yeah, I mean, this is such a big stage for the Tigers. You look behind me. This is actually their entrance tunnel. That's where they're going to run out of. It's such a cool moment for this Memphis football program to be at AT&T Stadium. And, you know, Ole Miss, they beat Ole Miss. Memphis started the season by beating Ole Miss. They were riding high, beating a regional rival, an SEC team. It was on national television. But then they had to play Southern University the week after, right? And it wasn't as flashy of a matchup, but Memphis wasn't going to take Southern lightly.
Memphis was determined to avoid a letdown after beating Ole Miss in the season opener, but Southern quarterback Ladarius Skelton gave the Tigers some early trouble.
Skelton with a man in motion, fakes, keeps, cuts through the defensive line, breaks contained to the 20 to 15.
Skelton led the Jaguars to a touchdown on the opening drive of the game. The Tigers would respond with a field goal, but Memphis finally found its rhythm on its next drive.
For Brady White, pocket holds up, got a man, wide open, Gibson, cutting, breaking tackles, and heading to the end zone.
The Tigers would rely on special teams for their next score. Austin Hall blocked the Jaguars' punt, and then Keith Brown did the rest.
Memphis touchdown, Keith Brown Jr.
But Skelton would keep Southern in the game. He capped a 75-yard drive lasting over 10 minutes with a 4-yard touchdown pass. That cut the Memphis lead to 17-14. But the Jaguar defense was ultimately stunned by a young running back that had been waiting for his opportunity to shine.
10 inside the 5, touchdown Tigers. 46 yards for Kenneth Gainwell.
With starter Patrick Taylor out with an injury, freshman back Kenny Gainwell had a coming-out party. Gainwell would score 3 touchdowns, racking up 123 all-purpose yards to help Memphis run away with a 55-24 victory. The Tigers improved to 2-0 and ultimately avoided a letdown.
A game for Kenneth Gainwell in that one. We all had questions surrounding that running back stable with Patrick Taylor out, and he truly carried Memphis in that game and then really throughout the season. Such a big moment for the Tigers. I'll be in here all morning long and then ultimately the game as well. So I'll get you guys here in a little bit. I'm going to send it back out to Joe and Kanji.
Oh, wow, Sudu. You know, Kenny Gainwell truly became a Tigers star, somebody who we're always going to remember. And that classic name, I mean, he does Gainwell. He is named Gainwell. And what an appropriate moniker for that young man.
And you know what's really exciting? This is 84 years of tradition that we're getting to walk into and take a look at and just see how it's really done. And this is really top notch. It's just amazing how they're putting on this huge production. And it's just really exciting to be here in the front row to see it all.
That's right. And so there are literally thousands of Tiger fans. We've seen many of them streaming into the stadium at this early hour. You know, they've come on the interstate, they've come on the planes, but not everybody could get here. And so we're so grateful for those of you who are perhaps enjoying from your couch, your comfortable chair, your kitchen, wherever you are. We're so grateful to have you along. And lots of Tiger fans want to get together to celebrate this great moment, and they're doing that at the Rail Garden.
That's right. Our Jessica Holly is live there right now. She took her weekend to be with us and to take you to the Rail Garden. What's your weather like there, Jessica?
Oh, it's absolutely perfect because I'm inside. It's nice and cool, nice and warm, whatever temperature you want to call it. But crews here at the Rail Garden are setting up. I'm going to tell you that I'm watching food coming out right now, and that food looks delicious. That's just one of many things that you can find here at the Rail Garden. Doors open at 10 a.m. So if you're looking for a spot to watch the game with all your Tiger fans, I'm telling you, this is the spot that you want to be at. So the doors open at 10 a.m. It is a free watch party, but there is brunch being served here if you're hungry. It's $22. I'm told that it's a mixture of Southern and Creole food, all made from scratch. That stuff is being made right now, so it's going to be hot and fresh by the time you walk in the door. John is going to be behind the bar. He is serving out drinks today. There'll be a ton of drink specials, I am told. And then the big thing, the game. Everybody is going to be able to see the game here at Rail Garden inside. If it's raining, which we're told maybe some showers moving in later today during the game here in Memphis, but also outside you can watch the game, but game right up here on this big screen, that big screen, everywhere. But I'm also told if you're not here for the Cotton Bowl, there are going to be some other football games on, but let's be real. Everyone here in Memphis has their eyes on Arlington, Texas, watching the Cotton Bowl game there in Arlington. So it's going to be a party. Looking for a spot? Come on down, come see me here at Rail Garden. I'm going to toss it back to you guys.
And this is the countdown to kickoff as the University of Memphis makes Memphis history in its first Cotton Bowl. Listen to what's going on behind me here. You can hear the bands are going. They're playing. There is so much excitement. There's so much movement. People are walking. They have their umbrellas. They have their shorts. Various different types of clothing in this rainy weather.
Oh, yes, and they are ready for some great football. It's ought to be a great game, and we're going to remember this forever. I mean, these teams that are going to play today are going to remember this day, December 28, 2019, for the rest of their lives. They'll be talking about it, and we're so excited to be here. We are at ringside at AT&T Stadium. We're on the outside, but our colleague Sudu Upadhyaya, he has the ringside seat inside, and what he's doing and what we're doing throughout these 2 hours before we get to 10:30 here is we're recounting every major moment in the Tiger football season.
And it's at that point where the food trucks are starting to cook up some delicious Texas food. We have tried, they're really good at beef.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Really
We've had some of that. And we're going to talk about Texas barbecue. But right now we're going inside AT&T Stadium with Sudu to talk about one of the highlights of this season for the Tigers.
Oh, I could totally use some of that Texas beef in here right now. A little hungry, but we're not going to talk about that. You know, the Memphis Tigers, amazing season, right? So many great wins. And going into the South Alabama game this season, I remember the talk kind of being, oh, they have a strong defensive line. This could be a game where Memphis could be upset. The Tigers obviously weren't, and it was one of those games Memphis dominated. Take a look.
This magical season of Memphis football continues right here this weekend at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. But to get to this point, Tigers had to take a trip in mid-September to Mobile, where the game against South Alabama turned into an explosive win for the U of M.
Kenny Gainwell brings the juice in this one. 16 carries for 145 yards and a touchdown on the ground. Now, with starting running back Patrick Taylor out and expected to be sidelined for another week or so, Gainwell showing he can handle the load. Now, it wasn't just Kenny tearing it up out of the backfield, though. Freshman Kylan Watkins, who played prep ball at Whitehaven, puts up a 113-yard spot on 11 carries. He also snags this impressive 18-yard touchdown catch on the dive. Gainwell averaged 9 yards per carry, while Watkins averaged a little more than 10 yards a haul. Now, there were concerns South Alabama's experienced defensive line might give the Tigers' O-line some fits, but the Tigers rise to the challenge, 42-6, the big victory over South Alabama.
That's right. It was just one of those games that Memphis, totally dominated. It was a very good win, and if you can see behind me, the Tiger players are coming out on the field for the first time today. They're in suits. Business today. Business. Everybody's got their headphones. Everybody's tuned in, zoned in on the moment, and in a couple of hours they'll be suited up in their uniforms, and they will take the field at the Cotton Bowl for the first time against Penn State. A lot of great preview moments coming up, but for now, I'm going to send it back to Joe and Kanji outside the stadium.
All right, way to go, Sudu. That is fantastic. The Tigers are here. They're suited at the moment. Shoulder pads and the uniforms coming momentarily.
Right on cue. And I understand that the band is coming out right now as we speak. And we are looking out at the fans as well. So it's a very exciting time, Joe.
It is. It's all coming together. The mighty sound of the South is here in force. They're going to be playing their best today. And the Tiger fans are outside AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, totally fired up for what will be the biggest game in the history of our program. As you can see, this huge crowd of Tigers fans excited, smiling, and cheering, and ready for action inside AT&T Stadium, where it's dry and the food is ready and the fun is about to be on tap. We'll be back with more from the road to the Cotton Bowl, live from Arlington, Texas, in a moment.
In Dallas, Texas, it's Road to the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. Sponsored locally by Buick GMC.